always need
Welcome
patching
home,
up.
Sid.
Do you have a moment, Sid? A team of curse breakers has gone missing near Northreach.
Which team?
Coles. They were sent to liberate a carriage of bearers before they could be smuggled to market. They were moving in for their assault when the carriage was attacked by goblins. A curse breaker managed to release a Stolas amid the confusion, but... this was days ago. They should be back by now, but I've heard nothing from any of them. I can't help but worry that...
They know the work is dangerous. But I'm sure they're fine.
But what if I've got them all killed? Before they go out, I always remind them why we're doing this, what they escaped, and what we're freeing people from. But I never really thought how my words might affect them.
I'll go and find them.
Thank you, Sid. The plan was to intercept the slaver somewhere in the Dragon's Eyrie.
That should be enough to go on.
There's talk that the Glassgate flood has
Faster!
Get me back on my feet. I'll tear those bastards' heads off.
Stay still, you damn...
Cole, I'm glad you're in one piece.
Just about. Sid, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing here?
Doris sent me to find you. She hasn't heard anything since the attack. She's been worried about you.
I sent a runner to the Dame in Northreach. The hideaway should have learned of our survival yesterday.
Well, I'm here now.
Only some. The rest locked themselves in the slaver's carriage rather than flee. I want to help them, Sid. but we're barely in any state to protect those few we did save.
You made the right decision. Now where's the carriage?
The goblins may still be out there.
You have duties to attend to here.
All right. Just follow the path, and please, hurry. If the beast...
I won't let that.
Thank you.
Don't thank me just yet. They're trying to get into the carriage. A friend. Are there any more survivors? Why didn't you flee with the others? If the goblins had made it through that door...
Why should we run?
Perhaps. But freedom, safety, the life you've been denied.
Sid, I couldn't just let you... You weren't too late then.
This man risked his life to save yours. To give you a
Fine. Do with us what you will.
What we'll do with you is take you to safety. After that, it's up to you.
You can leave the rest to us, Sid. We'll get...
Thank you. I'll let Doris know we're expecting new arrivals.
Good day. Dear. Sid.
The crystals we get from the tail are all but worthless.
It's not just the crystal.
This is no time to ride. Ready, go? Run like the wind. All right. Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew. Thanks, Cal. Another work will have to wait. Vogel, look sharp. To me, boy! Nice try. Something there, boy. Could that be our man? Are you all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you could...
Not so lowly from what You remember selling to a merchant by the name of Carrot.
She's not an easy woman to afford a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent...
It's not her.
Well...
You should be. He's a master of his art.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified and I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself. I'd dearly love to... Actually...
What is it?
Treated leather. If your man's as skilled as he sounds...
You sure?
Well, and thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. Short.
In that case?
I'd be much... Right. You send your blacksmith...
Will do. Hopefully this will sweeten Black...
What became of Kupka? Why haven't we heard anything?
If the state of our coffers...
Sid, welcome back. If I'd just waited. Or maybe I wouldn't.
Cole and the others got home safely.
No. I was lucky. I'd been tracking that slaver for months, and then I said, Cole, what kind of leader? Since I should have urged greater caution, told Cole to be...
We swore the same oath as you, Doris.
It's good to see you safe and well, Cole.
With all due respect, we Cursebreakers don't risk our lives because you commanded of us. No one with doubts ever joins our ranks. The agony of removing the brand more than...
We all know how much bravery that took.
Cole, I never doubted. Thank you for your faith, and I sometimes wonder if I might prefer to risk death alongside the others, but I'm a Cursebreaker. I swore an oath too.
You will.
How may I help you today, Clive? I gave you that one, didn't I? Here you are. You've already got that one. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Clive, you're back.
I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more.
Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It is good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto. Any word on the Royalist movement since I've been away?
Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you...
Thank you.
seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
No surprises there.
Clive! Quick look.
Seen enough?
You have the look of a man with the twins upon it.
Talia has tasked me with removing her curse breakers. I'm afraid of what happens if I fail. Is it
You don't need me to answer that. You know full well what I hope as much as you that one day bearers can walk among others as equals. And we must lift. The operation may be dangerous.
I know. But griping about my lot helps not.
I know you will.
Unfortunately, the first thing that needs to... Something I can't do with the infirmary's ammonia supply.
Just tell me what...
No one knows Herblord like Talia. And she swears by ammonia. Unfortunately for you, I do. Along the river near the village...
Ready, girl? The river was easy enough to find. Now for those herbs. This is the only plant around here with blue flowers. I hope it's the right one. Should be enough to keep the infirmary stocked for a while. Hopefully this'll put Rodriguez's mind at ease.
What became of Kupka?
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
I hope you didn't have to...
Only the...
Oh, yes.
You'll do fine.
Thank you for the kind... I'm sorry. The brand is more than just ink on flesh. It's one ill-conceived incision. And even success means tremendous pain. I became a Physica to help people, not to kill them.
Cursebreakers lead hard lives. And the operation is only the beginning. They toil in the shadows, risking life and limb. And yet we never won for volunteers.
Conviction?
They're willing to fight. To give... I know your work isn't easy.
It's natural. Thank you for helping me.
The conquering hero returns, and with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident Physica suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waloeders.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waloeders must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The Kingdom of Waloed claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waloeder standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself.
Nothing escapes you, lady. It's true.
Good. Starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Cid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
Clive, have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh, my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. Big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Thanks to Cid.
And with a bit of luck, Clive might even find the geezer. How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this.
joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see, and his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a Cursebreaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Looks like we won't be needing a new black.
As if there was a better one out there. I wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his... Right, now that's sorted. Oh, thanks, Clive.
Clive. So, what'll it be? No scratches, all right? And?
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips. Hugo Kupka is dead.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
No surprises there.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Just spreading the word.
So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. But I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Writers started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
I have done it, Sid. I have learned all the letters.
Everyone.
Mid hasn't been
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo, and do you know what it did? Only when it bloody bit me.
It could be nasty. You should ask Tyre to have a look at that.
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for... I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then? Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
I think Mid might need some help.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. I'd spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's Teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't, and I'll need help. Get Gavin-Otto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, hasn't she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with. You going after the Stardust? Which one of these two lucky
Otto?
All right, then. Where do we find this Stardust, and how will we know it when we see it?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
And I'm guessing you'll be needing sackloads of the stuff. I'll head down there. See about finding us a wagon.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
Yous two take care, eh?
Just don't let the bastard fleece you, mate.
He wouldn't do that.
The finest fabric!
Take a sniff, good sir.
There'll be no one to man the shop.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Otto? Otto.
Oh, I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this here. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with this Stardust stuff's a good idea. It's just lying here, waiting for any old fool to...
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted.
So this is Stardust. It just looked like black sand to me. should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn. Here, Clive. Sid would be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Don't give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes, but you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet. Gave them something worth fighting for, just like the old Sid did. About time I was heading back, I reckon. All this scrabbling about in the sand's taken its toll on the old pins.
I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Nice to get out and about for. Do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my...
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was...
Ah, but we don't have...
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and... What's the name back there? I'll give you all detail.
What's her name?
Oh, Sid, is...
Yes.
I'll show you the... Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient. In other words, the reactor would over... This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves... Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able... And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly.
You can stop there. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a... Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's part. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's,
I see. Then I suppose... Would that help?
Oh, very much. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside.
Good day to you, Sid.
The crystals we get from the tail are all but worthless.
It's not just the crystals. Bearers are having trouble with their matrix as well.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia. All right. Safe. Garuda! Garuda!
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature.
Of course. Anybody anybody home. This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Soil and stone!
Too slow. Nice try. Too slow. The things I do...
Sid!
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safe.
All right. I'll...
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
I think Mid might need some help tidying up.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
Tomes? Yeah, I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him? See what...
Right away. Harpocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next?
What? She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink, as you can imagine. She's struggling to find anything.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moondew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom... If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to...
Thank you, and since you're asking others to help...
So you need a hand?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could...
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the...
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if...
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go...
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames.
So, Clive, who will accompany you on your...
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list.
White chocobo eggs. Are you sure this list is right? Everything I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have so much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moondews having fallen from fate. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should...
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now.
I will.
You two enjoy yours.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?